Okay, welcome everyone. We are so excited for our Wednesday Wellness segment with the beautiful Melissa Davis. And Melissa, I have gotten the pleasure of getting to know you through Heather. And Heather, I'm going to let you introduce Melissa. I know you probably want to do that.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Melissa and I just reconnected recently, but we started working together at Bloomingdale's many years ago. And she was just always a wonderful, positive, lovely person that I enjoyed working with. And so happy to reconnect with her and so proud of her in this new endeavor that she has and just want to collaborate and work together. So I'm so happy that she's able to join us and give us some of her expertise. And Melissa, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Heather and Renee, for inviting me to speak to your group today. I'm so excited to really kind of delve into this new age of digital transformation. So Renee, I know I have a presentation I sent you a little bit earlier today. If you can pull that up and we can just jump right in. So while Renee is doing that, just really quick, my name is Melissa Davis. I am the owner of Fabulous Strategies, LLC. It is a digital image consulting company, and I help and specialize small and medium-sized businesses as well as personal brands through project management, business strategy, business management, and overall digital marketing. So we can go down to the next slide, please. And just a little bit more about that, I follow a three-phased approach. I heavily use planning, collaboration, and support in managing my clients. And again, we want to make sure that we take your digital space to that next level. We can go on to the next slide. So what is agile digital transformation? That is a buzz term, right? When you hear agile and the agile framework. But Cohen Resnick really described it well, I thought. And it is based on evidence that successful digital transformation occurs through continuous innovation by radically changing businesses, models, and capabilities in measured steps over time. And we really want to look and drill down a little bit more into that. So when you think of the word agile, it's being able to move quickly and easily. Now, I came from the IT project manager space in my corporate career before starting my business. And basically, when you think of IT agile, right, it's taking a set of tasks and breaking them into shorter phases of work, which are called sprints, and doing frequent reassessment and changing the plan. So if we go to the next slide, I have a very important question for everyone. How has your business in the age of COVID, in this COVID season, had to do frequent reassessment and changes of plan? So I know we have some opportunities in the chat on below. Has anybody right now, and I'm sure this is across the board, have to do reassessment and changes of your current plan? Because COVID has thrown a huge loop, a big loop into everyone's plan. Are we getting a lot of yeses? Yes? Okay, great. So let's go on to what I think is the 5 simple ways that you can remain agile and be as agile as possible. These ways are simple, scalable, they're succinct, and of course, hopefully you can find some success in these tools. So number 1, yes, I see, definitely have had to make some changes. Yes, absolutely. So number 1, so get social. Social meaning social media. If you are not on social media, you absolutely should be on social media right now. So I'm talking Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. These are going to be your top social media platforms right now to be engaged. A lot of times people were scared, oh, I don't want to get on there, or it's overwhelming. Learn. This is the perfect time to get engaged and to get social. Number 2, and this is very, very important, stay consistent. Consistency is key. It shows reliability and trust. What do I mean by that? Well, when you stay consistent and you're planning, right, you can build engagements and people can rely that you're going to do the right thing and they can trust your word. I tell a lot of my clients, plan a schedule. We do social media calendars. We do ROI with their ads if we're running ads on their platforms. These are going to be very, very important ways to stay consistent. Making sure that you're being intentional about what you're posting on your websites, on your email blasts. Be very intentional, but stay consistent because, again, that's going to increase your engagements and that's going to increase that trust level. Number 3, digitally network. So I have a very fun story, and I'm going to use Heather as an example. So Heather and I, as she mentioned earlier in the call in the introduction, is we worked together at Bloomingdale's, but we hadn't spoken in quite some time. So during this COVID season, she literally slid in my DM and we just started just conversing on that. So most platforms now have a messaging feature. So it's okay to slide in the DMs, respectfully, of course, but go ahead, jump into it. We are not we're socially distancing right now. So we can't go to the mixers and the places where we traditionally met people. So you've got to digitally network, send the email, dust off those old ideas that you may have had 2 and 3 years ago. Send the email, reach out, reconnect. And that is very, very important to do, especially right now. Everyone is attached to their phones, to their computers. So everyone's attention is focused on this digital platform. So utilize that to your advantage. Number 4, research. Be in a constant state of research and education. Know the social and digital climate so that you can stay fresh and relevant. This is so important. We have all of these movements going on right now. So you want to make sure that you're doing your research. We've got Black Lives Matter, Black Business Awareness Month, LGBTQ issues, Women's International Awareness Month. Be aware of what's going on so that you can stay relevant to your audience and to your customer base and know what the movements are really about. But then also, technology is changing, and that's the one thing that is constant, which is change. You want to make sure that you're up on the newest technology, know the terms, get familiar, get very intimately aware. You have so many resources available online to be able to find and look into research. So constantly be in a state of research and education. The last point that I have, and again, I said I was going to make this simple, is streamline. Accessibility is going to be so critical with the sustainment of your business and your customer base. Make it easy for them to find you. I have an example. There is a tool that I have my clients use called Linktree. So it's an aggregate tool, so you can take your website, your social media, maybe your blog, and put it into one. The last thing your customers want to do is to be able to look for where to find you, but they're going to 50 different places. Make it easy for them. Streamline. Find tools that will help you streamline your business so that digitally you can take things to the next level and you have everything at one area for them to find you. So let's do recap. Hopefully you've taken some notes. Number 1, get social. Get on social media if you haven't already. Revamp your page, get some fresh pictures, put a fresh coat of paint on the house. Number 2, stay consistent. Keep that consistency that builds trust and engagement. Number 3, digitally network. Get into the DMs, talk to people, get reacquainted with people you haven't talked to in quite some time, like me and Heather did. Number 4, research. Be in a constant state of education and research so that you can stay relevant and fresh. And number 5, streamline. Make sure that you're not sending people to 50 different places. You can send everybody to one spot to access you and build your business. That is all that I have. I want to open it up for some questions. And then I have a way for you guys to all contact me if you have anything that you may need my services for my business.
Okay, I have a question. That was amazing and so helpful. So can you just tell me a little bit more about number 5, the link tree? That sounded so helpful to me to like streamline. So I just was interested in just maybe a little bit more detail about that.
Sure. So, and there's several different, so Linktree is basically, like I said, it's an aggregate tool to be able to put all of your website, your blog, your email address. If you have a Google article that you've published, you can put it all in one area and then link that link to, let's say, your Instagram account or your blog. And so people can find everything that you're doing in one area. And that's an excellent way, and I tell my clients to all do that. That's an excellent way to streamline all of your different moving parts into one area.
Melissa, gosh, I have so many questions. How much time do you have? I've been working really hard on my social media over the last couple of years. I was someone who didn't even go on Facebook until I was forced into it because I had to get with the program about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And a couple questions. I have 2. First, I've heard different, I know that you want quality over quantity. I've built my Instagram to about over 1,300 people. I haven't really focused so much on building it, but I do know the more people you're connected to, the better. What are your thoughts? Is there like a number? And I know every business is different, but I think you guys, you know what we do. Is there like a number you kind of want to be at? Is that even a focus?
So it really depends on what you're trying to do. A little fun fact, there is a cool feature on Instagram that's called swipe up. And in order for you to get that feature, and when you swipe up, you can link it to a website, or if you're
Right.
trying to sell a product. In order for you to get that swipe up feature, you need 10,000 followers. Most people
Right.
think, oh, why can't I get that? But you need 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of clients that are just like, how can I get to 10,000 followers without having to buy followers?
Right.
And so it takes a lot of work. You've got to play with the algorithms, and there's really not a special sauce, so to speak, to get there, but you can do things by utilizing hashtags, utilizing content, making sure you're staying consistent with your posting to naturally grow your audience and your target base.
Well, I might want to talk to you about that. And then the other question I have worked with people in the past on this, and I've heard different things. There's so many different ideas of how many, like I always have things in my stories going, and I really try to always add value and think about the 5 character, just 5 traits that are values that are important to me, and I rotate those. But my photo feed, I only do like 2 or 3 because I feel like if it's not a good picture, don't post it. And right now, I mean, there's not that many pictures of me other than with my kids in like workout clothes, playing tennis. So my question for you is there a number of posts that you recommend? And I really do. I am going to talk to you a little bit about my own situation.
Sure. So a good rule of thumb with a personal page, if you're building a personal brand, is to do 3 to 4 main page posts a week and 3 to 4 stories a day. Stories is really a more, because it deletes after 24 hours. They use that concept from Snapchat. So after 24 hours, it deletes. But that's a really good way to kind of see your insights and engagement. You can see who's viewed your stories. And that's a really quick way to kind of like post something to bring awareness to something. But that's kind of like my little, tip that I tell my clients that have personal accounts.
That makes me feel better. I'm not that off from what you just said. But I am going to be talking to you about what you do.
Sure.
And because I took a break from getting any help on it just to try to see what I could do. But now I feel like I'm more in the mode. But I do absolutely recognize the importance of, you have to be on purpose. You have to have a plan. You have to be really thoughtful, like about your brand and all that stuff. So I so appreciate what you do. And it's really nice because that's not what we're good at. Like it's not our.
Sure. It's overwhelming, to be honest. You're busy, you've got other things to do, and most people don't think of it that way. They think, oh, well, it's just this. Well, I think COVID has really changed and shifted the narrative with how we are utilizing social media to our advantage and to build the brand, and how to just kind of put the word out.
Awesome. Who else has questions? I don't want to take all the time.
Any other questions?
Melissa,
Any other
tell us.
questions on Facebook?
Oh, I do have one about that. I've heard from people you really don't want to, you know, if it's a personal brand, so we use personal pages, you don't want to post the same, or do you? Or is it okay? Because I know we have different audiences. Can we post the same thing on Instagram and Facebook?
You absolutely can. I think they try, and that's a streamlining tool. So now on Instagram, when you're posting, it asks if you want to also post on Facebook, and that's their way of streamlining. And, you know, Facebook and Instagram are the same company. So there's a lot of integration into that, especially if you're doing advertising. And that's a whole different conversation on how to advertise, what's the best use to, you know, utilize your advertising budget to, you know, promote something, right? But you absolutely can. I personally don't, because with me, I am building this business, which is, you know, difficult to do within itself, especially when it's in its infancy stage. So I post a lot of my business content on my business Facebook page, which is what I definitely recommend if you have a business, even if it's small, to make sure you have a Facebook business that just talks about that.
Any last questions before we have Melissa share with us how we can get in touch with her and get some help?
Sure.
Awesome. Melissa, let us know. How do you operate? Do you have a consultation? How does it work?
Sure. So I have that one last slide if you want to pull that up, and it has my contact information. So I am very easily accessible. So you can contact me, of course, on my website, which is fabulousstrategiesllc.com. You can follow me on social media at MadFabStyle on all platforms, which is Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Also, my business, you can contact me there on Instagram and Facebook under Fabulous Strategies LLC. And yes, I do, you can book your appointment right from my Instagram as well as from my Facebook business page. And I usually start with a consultation. You can book there. I have an online appointment book. And I am taking clients at the moment. And I'm actually looking to hire a virtual social media assistant. If anyone is interested, I am currently looking to hire someone for my team. So really exciting stuff. So definitely hope to be able to interact with you guys as soon as possible.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's very interesting. I learned a lot.
Great, great, great. I'm glad you did.
Melissa, I'll let Heather finish us up, but I just want to thank you. I'm going to be in touch with you. I have a bunch of questions for myself, and
Yes.
I love everything you shared. And I love anyone who has like steps. Keep it simple, have an outline. I work really well like that. So I'm totally going to be in touch with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Renee. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa. I'm also going to be in touch. I have some more questions for you and want to get your expertise and assistance and help, because social media is definitely not my strong suit. So thank you for helping us and taking the time out of your day to talk with us. And I know that this will be something that people will really get a lot of benefit from and hopefully reach out to you as new clients. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.